This video clip outlines the improvements implemented in Favorites import in ARCHICAD 20. ARCHICAD 20 provides improvements in the favorite import. The Import-Export command of the Additional Settings buttons drop-down menu in the Favorites palette replaces the Save Favorites and Load Favorites command of previous versions. The first thing to keep in mind is that you need to activate the Favorites folder that you want to import favorites into before activating this command, because favorite folders can be set to be taken into consideration when importing favorites. In this example, we will enter the Openings folder and then activate the Import-Export command. If you select the Folder Radio button in the Import From field of the Import-Export Favorites dialog and click the Import button, ARCHICAD displays a dialog where you can select a folder from which to import favorites. In ARCHICAD 20, each favorite is exported into a separate XML file. Select the folder containing the favorites' XML files and open it. All favorites are read from the folder, and the Import Favorites dialog is displayed. There you can see a list of all favorites found in the folder with data about each favorite and columns. You can click the column titles to sort favorites based on that column. Click a column title once to sort in ascending order, or click it again to sort in descending order. The first column contains a check mark for each favorite. Check marks are checked for all favorites by default, meaning they are all marked to be imported. Uncheck the checkboxes of favorites you do not wish to import. It is possible to select multiple favorites using keyboard shortcuts familiar from your operating system, and check or uncheck their checkbox to mark or unmark them for import. When a favorite is unchecked, its row becomes grayed in the list. The second column displays an icon that identifies the element type of the favorite, while the third column displays the name of the favorite. The fourth column displays the folder path within the favorites folder structure the favorite was located in when saved. If you check the Import Folders checkbox at the bottom of the dialog, when a favorite is imported, it will be imported onto the favorites folder path displayed in this column. If a folder does not yet exist, it will be created automatically. However, if the Import Folders checkbox is unchecked, favorites folders will be ignored, and all favorites will be imported into the folder you were in when activating the Import-Export command. As you recall in this example, this was the Openings folder and this is the value the folder column shows when the Import Folders checkbox is unchecked. The fifth and sixth columns work in conjunction with each other. The fifth column optionally lets you specify the import option for the favorite, while in the sixth column, a little house icon indicates that a favorite with the same name already exists in your project file. If a favorite with the same name does not exist in your project file, then the only available import option is the Append option, which simply adds the favorite to your project file. However, if a favorite with the same name already exists in your project file, there are two possible import options. The first is the Append option, which adds the favorite to your project file, but adds an index number in parentheses to its name, since a favorite with the same name already exists in the project file, and each favorite must have a unique name. The other import option is the Overwrite option, which will overwrite the favorite having the same name with the imported favorite definition. In the case of the Overwrite option, the folder column is not relevant since the location of the overwritten favorite will not change, Only its definition will. After you have set all settings as desired, click the Import button and the selected favorites will be imported into your project. There is one additional option that provides the same functionality that was available in previous versions, where importing favorites always deleted all favorites existing in the project file and replaced them with imported favorites. This option can be accessed by clicking the down arrow of the Import button at the bottom of the dialog. If you activate the Delete All Before Import option, a warning dialog appears informing you of the number of favorites in your project file and asks if you really want to delete all of them. Click the Delete button to confirm. All favorites in Favorites folders will be deleted. Then all checked favorites will be imported. Folders specified in the imported favorites will be created if the Import Folders checkbox was checked. If the checkbox was not checked, folders will be ignored and all favorites will be created in the root folder of the Favorites folder structure. The other option in the Import From field of the Import-Export Favorites dialog is the File radio button. If you select this option and click the Import button, the open dialog is displayed where you can select the file from which to import the favorites. At the bottom of the dialog, you can use the Files of Type field on Windows or the Enable field on Mac to specify the file types to look for. The Favorites File option lets you open a PRF file, the format favorites were saved in previous ARCHICAD versions. The All ARCHICAD Projects option lets you open PLN, PLA, and BPN files, while the last three options let you open PLN, PLA, and TPL files, respectively. Select the file you wish to import favorites from and click the Open button. From that point on, the same Imports Favorite dialog opens, and you need to proceed the same way as discussed in the earlier sections of the clip. Select Favorites to import, set Import Options and Folder Import option, then import the favorites.